piece of cinema. I don't even know where to begin speaking about, honestly, but I'll just forego that.
WallStreetWindow.com. Gold, silver, the stock market. WallStreetWindow.com. Perhaps you're invested deeply. Perhaps you're not in deep enough. Maybe you're thinking about getting started. WallStreetWindow.com. Michael Swanson, the brilliant author of The War State, understood these trends professionally for many years, and now he gives you the benefit of his knowledge. WallStreetWindow.com. Go there now. Go there now. Go there now. Go ahead, caller.
I'm interested in the truth about the JFK assassination.
Right, well, what do you want to know?
Judy Baker's wild claim, Oswald girlfriend, she knew Ruby and Barry, cancer weapons. Really?
I imagine I could claim I have 4 wheels. It doesn't make me a wagon, but okay.
Oswald was on the kill team and trying to prevent the murder of John Kennedy. Come on now, has a real expert on the JFK assassination looked into her claims?
Go to Amazon.com, enter Judith Baker in her own words. You'll get results for a digital copy of a book where Walt Brown utilizes her own words and the known evidence in the case to get at, well, a different perspective, let's say. You can get Judith Barry Baker in her own words from the author himself, signed if you request it, by contacting Dr. Brown at KIASJFK@AOL.com. It's a fun book, and it actually dissects the many, many fantastic claims. Judith Barry Baker in her own words.
Thank you for all the great information.
Do you like history? Real history that you were never taught in schools? Why? The Vietnam War, nuclear bombs and nation building in Southeast Asia. By author Mike Swanson, with new documentation never seen before. That'll open your eyes to events that led up to this. Why? The Vietnam War, nuclear bombs and nation building in Southeast Asia, 1945 through 1961. Get your copy today at Amazon.com. Why? The Vietnam War, by author Mike Swanson.
World order, gossip, hearsay, slander, rumors. There's a gene for that, okay? So how do you combat it? Slowly, carefully, painfully. It's a painful process. Every single headline points to the birth pangs of a new world order. When historians of the future look back at the 21st century, they'll say, well, gee, all the crises of the 21st century, it's obvious. There's a direction, there's a pattern. The birth of a new world order. The pattern. The birth of a new order. Birth of a new world order.
In Denial,
Cooper.
Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks by Larry Hancock. Secret wars became a staple of U.S. covert operations and are still happening today. Larry Hancock's book, In Denial, rips the cover off many of them. Using new files, it exposes things about the Bay of Pigs that no one has ever written about before. It shows why it really failed and why the United States did not learn from it. Secret wars became a staple of U.S. covert operations and are still happening today. It also shows why other countries today are doing secret operations with more success. This is the book that puts what some want to deny into the light. In Denial, Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks. Larry Hancock. For more information, go to larry-hancock.com. Pick up your copy of In Denial at amazon.com in digital or physical form.
The views expressed by callers, co-hosts, or anyone else who happens to get on the air at Ochelli.com do not necessarily reflect the views of Ochelli.com or Chuck Ochelli, and we are not responsible for any stupidity which might ensue. Thank you.
Revelation through conversation.
Ochelli.com.
Warning, 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 warning. This is a Muncie broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Broadcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is 284, I believe.
Uncle, you're a little subdued there.
I'm down low tonight.
You're lounging.
This is what I want to be.
Okay.
When I'm on my podcast, I'm low. You can have your podcast up high. So I'm sitting back.
Uncle, what if I told you as above, so below? What do you think about that one?
I don't know.
Does that throw you for a loop?
Nah.
You worried about that one? Well, that's okay.
No.
Just relax.
I am very, very interesting here.
Okay.
Before we even get started here, I see you got all my shirts on.
Yes, I'm wearing
I
the
want
Uncle
one
shirt.
of your each shirts. You gonna have to wait. I want them now. I want them this coming week.
You want what? All the Uncle shirts?
No.
Turned over to you?
No.
What do you want?
Your shirt and my producer shirt.
Okay,
made.
so
No Boblad. I haven't had them. And you guys wearing them. And I haven't had them.
You get all this junk?
You got in this truck?
I get it. I can't control it, Uncle, because I don't make
I'm telling Sidekick here. Make time.
Okay.
I'm dead telling him to make time. Don't laugh.
Make time.
Make time.
What do you make time
out?
I've got a question, Uncle. What do you make time out of? Because I'm not...
You make time on the weekend. Make time.
He's saying
make my shirts.
He wants an Age of Transition shirt this week and an Ochelli shirt this week.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. That's why it is. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I think I follow that.
Yeah.
And truth be told, I actually still have to tie-dye a shirt for Mr. Flash. I haven't done that. I need to send that out to him. I haven't done that.
This week, too.
So I am behind the ball.
Yes, you are. Behind the 8 ball.
So apologies are in order. That's for sure. So, well, I can probably break out the shirts here. I should and make
now
sense of them. Now we
can start my show.
Because we got a now we can start.
Yeah, because I was pissed off with you guys.
We had an order of business to take care of.
See, the biggest problem is that both Aaron and I tonight are wearing Uncle the Podcast shirts. That's the biggest problem. And
you mentioned this, producer. You mentioned it. Well, you mentioned it, and you're blamed too.
I'm wearing it right now.
I know, you're blamed too. Both of you wearing my shirt, and I'm not going to give you guys some things to on your shows to let them know.
I still don't understand how somebody so relaxed could be so upset.
Hey, listen, I still need cards now. I've been
you need cards, and I need shirts. I'm still waiting to find out when this guy is going to start mailing them out.
Well, he's got to make new ones with Sunday on it now because the old cards had Friday on it. Somebody brought that up last week. I didn't even think of it.
That's true. Yeah, Robin brought that up. He's right.
We got rid of all the old. Yeah. We're going to get rid of all the old cards. And we're going to have to start all over again on that.
Well, I've got...
Yes, you do.
Well,
yes, now what he's going to tell us now.
Listen, I think generally, here's what's going on. Yeah, we've got New Year's coming up, right? We've got our revolution to think about. That's fast approaching. Truth be told, Uncle, I'm not going to be able to spend as much time as usual on the graphics and the presentation of that. However, we will be there and we'll do it. And it's going to be the revolution.
I expected that was the bottom line.
You expected that.
That's going to be the bottom line.
But look,
if we don't even have any, it's fine. We have to get these other things out. Because I'm going to straight organize my broadcast. I might even change them. I might even change it.
Okay. Mr.
I'm thinking about it.
Tonight, by the way, because I see we got 2 listeners in Australia. We usually got 1. And we know that's Ray or the Ford Freak, right? Yeah. But I got 2 in 2 different locations. And one of them is, let's see, I've never seen this before, Quinns Rock, Australia.
No, that's somebody new.
Oh, cool.
I never heard of even that state.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, that's a new listener.
New listener.
I got a new listener already. See that? And I get new listeners.
We have Amir probably listening to us in Ukraine. And I hope that the power's on for you, brother. And I hope that you're warm. We got listeners in Canada. We got listeners in the UK. We've got, because I know you always want to know the other countries that are listening. Let's see where else. Germany. Very good. Germany.
Oh, Germany. That's the first one I heard of.
Yeah,
I haven't heard. I didn't get anybody in Germany. No, that's the first one I ever heard of. Listening in Germany.
Yeah, a lot in the United States. A couple locations in Washington State, Seattle, Renton. What do we got? Oklahoma, Tennessee. 3 in Canada.
Oh, I sure hope we have what's his name come on tonight.
Lead Hill, Arkansas, I think.
Oh,
Lead Hill. I never seen Lead Hill before. I don't know where that is, but Arkansas.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas, couple more in Texas. There's Georgetown, Texas, where we used to have AM, but no more. Yeah. Maybe they decided to go find you on the internet because they can't get the Uncle Show occasionally on the station there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, because we're not on AM and FM anymore. I'm trying to make a deal for Los Angeles, but that's going to take time. Let's see. What else we got? Riverside, California. Pittsburgh. Hello, Pittsburgh.
Oh, all right, Pittsburgh.
And no New Jersey. No Ohio tonight. Okay, well, that's
that's fine because I know there's somebody in Ohio loves his Chiefs.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, is there a football game on right now?
There was earlier.
It was one earlier, yeah. The one
It's
earlier.
over now. They beat the Rams.
They beat the
By a
Rams.
lot.
Of course, we all know that they're not going to make it. They won their Super Bowl. They're satisfied.
Oh.
So we're not really pushing it.
Yeah.
That's what this team is doing.
I think I don't think we've mentioned that we are taking calls as we always do. You can call in
You
tonight.
haven't.
You can call in 319-527-5016 or come on the show through Skype. Send Chuck a message on Skype, Charles.Ochelli there, or 319-527-5016. Also, Uncle, I started a new live streaming platform. Of course, we're live streaming on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, and also on Telegram for what that is worth, which is not much. But I started up this new one today called Trovo.
What the heck is that? I don't even have these on my phone.
Yeah,
to follow, and you get all these other crazy names, and I don't even know them.
You know what I meant to ask you, Aaron, is if you can live stream on Bitchute. Can you do that?
I don't know. If you can, it's gonna be a more insular thing that doesn't hook up to the setup that I have, because I use Restream, where I use that to send my one stream that I use. I created in OBS, and then I use Restream to multi-stream it to the different platforms, and Dailymotion's not on there. I wouldn't doubt that they have some form of live streaming, but
not Dailymotion, Bitchute. I said.
Oh, Bitchute. Well, likewise, they're not.
Okay.
You can't.
They're not
with the setup that I have. No, but they might have it.
Well, the reason why I bring it up is because I'm building the Bitchute channel, which is just the Ochelli Effect Bitchute channel. And we've been putting stuff in actually with Ray's help.
Okay.
Here we go. Another mention for our friends in Australia. Ray has been doing a lot of work on it, and he's, back into my archive. He's at like 2014, 2015.
Whoa.
And a couple of requests have come from that Bitchute channel now. I've had requests for the Greek, and I've had requests for Uncle, and I've had requests for you.
What do you mean by request? What does that mean, Chuck?
For a guest, right?
Well, no, the thing is, because my YouTube channel's gone, right? And you guys always went up on my YouTube channel. So now that's not available there. They want to put the Age of Transitions and Uncle and the old Greek shows. They want to see those come up on Bitchute now.
Oh, really? So you're getting a few followers and whatnot over on that platform.
A few, yeah. But like I said, Ray's working and putting up old shows. And so they're already saying, oh, you got to put up the stuff with the Greek. You got to put up, I got an email, actually. Well, the one was a public comment. I don't remember whose was public and who was email, but I got a few different requests by email that people sent me. Look, since you're putting stuff up on Bitchute, put Aaron and Uncle up there, but also the Greek and this and that. Put up the JFK stuff, blah, blah. But the thing is, I was just thinking, if you guys could just stream over there, then you'd have your own.
Yeah.
You could go get it there. So anyway, that was my thought. But if you don't have the setup for it, then we'll just have to wait until we get around to that part of the archive when I started producing you guys and start putting up some of those shows. I'm thinking New Year's Revolution, the first one to start with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we still have all those videos up on the YouTube channel, Uncle's YouTube channel. If anybody wants to watch the old Revolutions, they're there.
They're all there.
So you can go back and watch them. That could be worth doing. Likewise, a lot of the broadcasts are up as videos, both pre and post live streaming. When we started doing the live stream video version of the show, even before that, we'd post a YouTube version that was just the audio with like a little Uncle graphic. But so we've got a lot of stuff there. And yeah, with the streaming platforms, we're on a bunch of them, so it's.
But if you don't have a BitChute channel, see, that's the thing.
No.
These are people that are not going to YouTube, and they want that kind of stuff.
Okay, I get it.
So what I'm saying is, either you make a BitChute channel for yourself, or if you can figure out a way to stream on BitChute, then you could, just automatically have it get uploaded there, and your channel would grow.
Yeah,
because they're already asking for it over there.
Gee, look at they're even asking for us
Bitchute.
already. See there?
Yeah.
Got any comments? You're not there with the program, sidekick. You gotta get moving on it.
I gotta move.
You're not moving fast enough.
I'm not.
Not what I'm hearing from producer here.
Well, like I said, when I get around to that part of my archive, obviously you guys will start going up in there. Some of the cool shows and stuff that we did early on.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll get caught up, but I mean, he's somewhere in like 2015, I think, at this point.
Yeah. It'd be cool to do like a selection of shows. I feel like, a show here, not every single one, but if you just use some of them, and again, maybe some of the revolutions, you could get the video files and post them there. That'd be cool. So
the best ones are the first couple of weeks that I started that. The ones you should throw out to them.
Well, and I'm trusting Ray because he's a fan of the shows too. It's like, you know what? Whatever you think is good, go ahead and,
That's good.
So,
see if he did it. See if Ray has done the early shows of the Revolution. Ask him if he has, because if he has, hit those first.
Yeah, he'll have the first audio version where I don't think we had any video.
Yeah, hit those first then, because the people will see that, and then they'll be hungry for some more.
What year did we do that first? Did we do that in 2017 first?
We asked this question a few weeks ago, and I still don't remember the exact answer. We've been, I want to say at least 2018, if not before that.
Yeah, it might have started the 18th, I believe.
I bet you Creative Accidents knows.
Yeah.
He always knows.
Yeah,
So Creative Accidents. Crazy Accidents. What was the first year that we did the Uncle New Year's Revolution on Ochelli.com? If you can figure that out, that would be great. I know it's in my archive. My archive is just, a lot of things are just dated. Yeah. And so I don't know exactly what everything is. But we're organizing it and discovering it as we go here. There are multiple people working on the Ochelli.com archive now.
Yeah, we're working on them then.
Yeah, it's a lot to do. All this. Yeah, definitely. So I don't know. We'll see. We're definitely going to do the Revolution, Uncle. And I think the point I wanted to make earlier was, it's the Revolution. We're going to be there, but we get to make revolutions on the Revolution, and maybe I think at that point in time I'll have a good outlook, at least a better outlook than I do now, for what the new year is going to be and what we're able to get done in the new year. Because right now we're kind of in a stasis sort of situation in terms of making our media projects, at least. So we're here and we're showing up every Sunday, but other than that, there's not a lot happening.
We're not playing our games though on Saturdays.
No, we're not. You noticed that.
I like to go back to them sometimes, but
we should. I want to.
I learn to go back to them on Saturdays, but
I want to too. I do.
The guys in the chat are seriously talking about, we never got the butt smacking video either from Melissa too.
That was. Oh man, I was just talking to her a couple of weeks ago.
I
could have asked her about that. No, because
hopefully she usually makes an annual call in from St. Pete, so we should be hearing from her, I hope, this year, as we have, and hopefully we'll be hearing from everybody. I'll try to get I'll try to get everybody I can to call in this show, and everybody's encouraged to and be part of the show. So we'll get callers. I don't know who, but it'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. We'll make revolutions.
Last year I guess we got to hear from Melissa 3, which would be Melissa Dykes, right?
So that's right.
Yes,
we did.
We
That
did.
was good.
We did.
That
we
was
did.
good.
I remember that. Yes, we did. What I do on that show, I let the people talk.
Yeah.
So I don't do much talking on my Revolution.
No.
They do all the talking.
It's nice because it's a long show.
Where I relax and listen to what they have to say, and I go on by that. That's how come I also why it's so long too. It's because you got all those people listening and talking, so
They got a lot.
The rematch back and forth.
They got a lot to get off their chest. Those
More or
listeners.
less.
They know that New Year's is the time to do that. So
Crazy Accident says 2018 was the first year for the revolution.
Okay, that's what I guess. That's what I guess.
You were right. Sidekick finally went for a change.
Cool. Well, okay, yeah, finally. I knew I would be one of these times. I mean, even if I'm just taking a shot.
And it was
in the
an
dark.
orange too, the first time.
No. We were here. We were here by the time we were doing the revolution. We
were here?
In 2018, we were here, Uncle, yeah.
You might have done some New Year's show before that, though, before I started producing you, I think.
Yeah, that too. That's what I was thinking.
The very first incarnation of the revolution was when we were doing those clips from daily life, and I'd record Uncle and me doing things. And the first revolution was one of those where New Year's Eve, I was like, oh, let's record us sitting here watching TV and see what that becomes. And it was you and I sitting there watching the ball drop or whatever, and I just cut that clip together, and it was funny.
Yeah, that was that. That was the starter.
And
that was it. That was it.
That was the first one we did. That wasn't an actual revolution. It was just a short clip, but it was kind of like the seed
of it,
where it grew out of that. I was like, oh, what if we did a New Year's special? Because, like kind of like picking up where this left off.
Right. And that means this will be the fifth one.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22.
Wow, holy moly. Yeah, because it was
6.
This gets confusing because it's 2018, the 2019 New Year. Yeah, I have to go back and look at that too. That's what gets confusing.
I think 6-1.
Yeah, if you go like this and you think of it as, okay, it's 2018 into 2019, so that's 1.
Yeah, okay.
2019 is 1, 2020 is 2, 2021 is 3, 2022 is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one will be going into 2023.
Oh, that's right. It's 5.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
5. That's 5 of them.
5th anniversary revolution, says Face Shifter. Exactly. And of course, my favorite clip from daily life is always going to be this one.
I'm still talking about you shouldn't eat when you're talking while you're eating.
Yes. That
Don't
one.
talk to me at the dinner table.
You're in your period. I said period. Not no period.
What's
I understand about
You just told him not to talk while he's eating.
I'm talking about man here. Man talk, not women talk.
While you're eating.
There you go.
Yeah,
I figured that's the one you liked.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I actually have a few clips in my phone that I haven't edited yet that I could...
On that? About this?
Of just clips that I've recorded like that of us doing things. I have a few that I just haven't gotten ready for the show, honestly. Yeah.
Well, put them up for this coming year.
That's another thing I need to do.
Put that on for this coming year.
Another great one was when you guys were ordering coffee.
Yes,
I remember that one.
I think that might be my favorite. The Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. Yeah,
that one.
That's an early one. That's an early one. Yeah.
I remember that one.
I want to say that showed up in one of the first 20 shows. I want to say that one popped up. It was early on. We played that one.
We were discussing sugar-free is my drink.
Yeah.
Regular sugars is her drink, your drink, and we were going back and forth from the window to the lady. That was a good conversation because we were going back and forth with the lady, trying to explain what we wanted.
We went through the drive-thru, and I made a point that you order your own drink. I'm like, okay, Uncle, you order what you want, and
and that's what I was doing.
That proved to be good for the audio, I gotta say.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I remember that.
Oh,
that was funny.
I think you ordered a turn twister.
Yeah, that was it. A tongue twister.
That's what you ordered.
They were torn between the tongue twister and the sugar-free tongue twister. Do you know what we're talking about, lady? And we were going through that to the lady, and I don't think she understood.
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth. No, wait. I do remember that.
We challenged her, Uncle. We did. That was the Villa Park. That's when we were living in Orange. So that was Villa Park.
Oh, yeah. That's
Dunkin' Donuts drive-through line is what that was. Yeah.
I remember that now.
Oh, geez. Let's see. Now, okay. But yeah, I'm confusing myself right now. Oh, geez. Now I did something with the windows. I hate this. You're just talking about this, Chuck, where like you do something with your windows and you goof them up. I just did that, but now I fixed it.
Okay, yeah. You pop out your window, you're like, where'd that go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Yeah,
We're
what
good
was
to
I
go.
talking about? See, you were doing with the windows, and I saw myself talking. I don't know what I'm even talking about.
Well, let's again, people can call in 319-527-5016 or Skype Charles.Ochelli. Send Chuck a message. We're on the new streaming platform Trovo. From what I gather, I only looked at it today, but it looks like it's kind of a copy of Twitch. It looks a lot like Twitch. So it's just another thing that we're streaming to. So we're going out live on the live streams now. Let me see how we're doing on the live streams.
I want to get it.
People are watching.
Shout out to the sword man. I haven't yet.
You want to talk to the sword man?
I haven't talked to them lately. And the boss man hasn't come back to me about finding out about doing a show with him.
You know what? I talked to them a bit, and I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble on the swords. However, that being said, I haven't given up on the idea of doing a live show, and I've got other venues in mind that I'm going to
come back time to you?
I'm going to proposition. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm thinking, I'll put it out there as a possibility. I'm thinking the Giant Rock meeting room could be a good possibility. But again, I got to go there and hang out and like make nice with the people somewhat and be like, hey, would you, because they do performances, they have a little outdoor performance area. I'll ask them like, hey, would you do a live podcast here one night? Would that be something you want to do? So I think that's worth trying.
We got a phone call on the line there, Sidekick.
We got a caller here.
Who is it and where are you from?
You're on the line, caller.
On the line, caller.
Gobble, gobble.
All right.
Jimmy.
Jimmy,
I had a feeling it was you again, Gobble Boy. Boy.
He's here. Oh, it's good to hear you,
now,
Jimmy.
what's been happening with you?
I had a pretty good. You know what? I'm proud of the Lions, even though they lost. They did awful good.
They did. We watched that on Thanksgiving. I was rooting for him, Jimmy. I wanted them to win, and they nearly did.
Yeah, they did. They almost did.
Yeah.
I forget who they were playing. Oh, was it New England? No, it was one of them.
They're playing Buffalo, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They were playing Buffalo.
They're playing Buffalo.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, and but what happened there? You did a good. You helped the fish. You know how you helped them?
Yeah.
Miller ain't gonna be playing. Oh. He's done for the season.
Yeah, he got hurt.
That's gonna help him.
Oh, we're getting another call.
Another caller. Hold on.
It rains, it pours here on the calls.
Who we got us on this call?
Okay, new caller. You're on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Chris, and I'm calling from America.
All right, Chris, what's up, man? I caught a little bit of your show earlier tonight. I caught the front end of it. And in saying, I just want to tell you that I know what Windy City Heat is. I love that movie. It's good.
Well, what do you think of it? Do you think... I don't know. A lot of people are torn. Just because the guy is so oblivious to the whole thing. I mean...
Scary Perry?
You think they're being cruel to him? Scary Perry, yeah.
You know what?
You think he's just because because they don't like... It's not like they're making fun of him, but they're not. Because they still let him think that he is on top of the world and things. So, it's not really hurting him, but some people think it was. What do you think?
That is a good question. And I don't know. Have you seen the podcast that they do? Where some of the guys from
the We Three thing?
Yeah. They've continued it.
Some of it.
Before, I didn't think they were really taking advantage of him. I know that Perry himself has said, I know that this is kind of BS, but I don't care because I'm getting famous from it anyway. So
exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, where's the harm? But as it goes on, it's like, I wonder, I'm like, what are they... I'm confused on what's even happening. Like, who is Perry really? What is their relationship here? And what are they doing? Like, they just keep giving him a hard time constantly. It's like, How do they keep
always,
doing it?
Upset him and stuff, but then they calm him down for 5 minutes, and then they upset him again, and it's like on and on and on.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I don't know if it's like he's like really like an Andy Kaufman, like a performance artist, or maybe he really is just like oblivious. And
I don't know what to make of it. I love the movie though; it's hilarious. People, if they can find it, should go watch it. It's good. Windy City Heat. It was on Comedy Central. I think Bobcat Goldthwait was the producer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he directed it, and Jimmy Kimmel produced it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's right. It's a good movie.
Yeah, and actually, I have a link. I have a link in the show notes for my show that when I'm going to send to Chuck. So if anyone wants to have a link for the whole movie, like for free, I guess, because it's on YouTube, it'll be there. So it's a funny movie, but it makes you think, like, should I be laughing or shouldn't I? It's one of those weird things.
Yeah.
Basically, I actually proposed to Perry. Not proposed. I pitched an idea to Perry on Twitter about a team up movie with him and Tommy Wiseau from that horrible movie, The Room.
Oh yeah. I know Tommy Wiseau. Yeah. That would be good. Tommy Wiseau would be actually either one of them would be a good guest on this show. I gotta say, maybe I'll have to try to reach out to both of them and see if they'd go for it.
Yeah, you do that first because that crossed my mind when I brought up Windy City Heat. But I'd like to actually hear it on someone else's show first.
I'll try to get a hold of both of those guys. I know that what was the Disaster Artist, that movie that they made about Wiseau? What was
James Franco?
James Franco. That's it. Yeah. I thought one of the big travesties of that is when they went up on stage at, I think it was the Oscars. Franco went up on stage with Wiseau, and I think he accepted an Oscar or something. And he was with Wiseau, and the whole time he didn't let Tommy Wiseau say a word. And then they walked off stage, and he made him go a different direction. I'm like, that's such a missed opportunity. Really? Yes, I'm like, if Franco was a true comedian, what he would have done was shut his mouth, put Wiseau on the mic, and just let Tommy Wiseau like give the speech, the acceptance speech. But that dork just
I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna go the other way, where he actually let a guy who's probably, let's be honest, never going to win an Academy Award actually accept an Academy Award. I thought you were gonna go like the nice route.
That's what he should have done, because it would have been genius if you just let Tommy Wiseau like go off and like give the speech for you. But Franco, the egomaniac, had to like say everything and not let Tommy Wiseau speak. I got pissed at Franco at that. Quite frankly, I'm like, he's not a comedian.
Well, he showed his true colors anyway after the Me Too thing. So I always thought he was okay, but then when I heard all that other stuff, but you never know if people are making stuff up or maybe they're not. But him just treating Tommy Wiseau like that, I was like, yeah, that's a missed opportunity and kind of a douchey kind of thing.
Yeah, it came off that way to me.
His buddy didn't take long to throw him under the bus when he was on Stern.
Are we talking in regards to the Me Too thing? Is that what's going on, Jimmy?
Oh, all of his co-stars like Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen, they all kind of distanced themselves on like Howard Stern.
Yeah, Seth Rogen was on Howard Stern and pretty much ran his buddy over 20 times with the proverbial bus there a few years ago.
Really?
And yet before that, they were tight as can be.
Yeah, they were. God, I don't even remember that episode. I wasn't paying attention for that. I'm kind of glad that I didn't. Don't think that you have to fill me in on it, but I can generally just.
It's like, it's basically just what we were saying is that all of his former co-stars just publicly distancing themselves so they still have careers.
Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, the typical thing. Yeah. All right, yeah, Hollywood fun. I mean, you were just out here in Hollywood, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'll be back there someday, but right now I'm literally taking care of family right now that just had surgery and they're not really healing up that well. So, yeah.
Right, well,
but I had a question for Uncle, actually.
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
Uncle.
Yeah.
Would you ever voice a character in a cartoon or a video game? I'm wondering that.
Speak a little clearer, please.
Would you be a voice for a cartoon or a video game?
Oh, yeah.
You would do that?
Yeah, I'd do it for some. But I had to figure out
what kind of character would you want to do? Like the Postmaster General who it's all the rules and from a couple of weeks ago.
Something funny. One of those funny people talking. What? A comedy face show.
Do you have a favorite cartoon from back in the day, like The Simpsons, The Flintstones, or something?
Scooby Doo.
Oh, you'd be a good guest on Scooby Doo.
I like
that would work.
Something like
yeah,
that.
They pull off the mask and it's Uncle.
yeah. Scooby Doo kind of one. I wouldn't mind that.
Like that idea.
Yeah, that idea if you talk.
I think someone should actually do that with you. Use like flash animation or something, you know? Maybe even Jimmy James does the voice for like another character.
Well, because
like
they have special guest stars. You know.
I think they have a new one too, a new Scooby Doo with the guest stars like they used to have when, like I think it was actually made before I was a kid, but when I was a kid on TV a lot, they always had like they had the Harlem Globetrotters on constantly.
Oh, yeah, they did. They had that. Oh yes.
They had Batman and Robin on
Yeah, the Three Stooges. That
would
be a perfect
Stooges,
one.
Yeah.
No, that one. The Three Stooges with Mo, Larry, and Ballhead.
Yeah, what are they doing out there?
Yeah.
They just showed up and the tour bus broke down, right?
And he was talking.
Batman and Robin, what are you in the woods for?
Why are you in the middle of the swamp?
Yeah. We've got people on the live streams at Twitch and YouTube. We've got Count Pupper on YouTube, Creative Accents on Twitch. They're excited that they can cross chat. I just enabled that on the chat today. I saw it as an option, so that's cool. So there you go. You can chat to one another across platforms.
They could do that?
Just saying. Yep.
What else is going on in these
exciting.
platforms?
It's exciting. Yeah, I'm just saying. So good to have everybody there in the Ochelli.com chat, in the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat, wherever chat you're in. It's all happening. It's exciting here, the live stream. We got the calls. We got live calls. We've got Jimmy. We've got Chris. It's exciting, Uncle. This is quite the multimedia experience.
In the past, have you guys had guests that you interviewed? I was just wondering because you had mentioned reaching out to Perry and Tommy Wiseau. Have you guys? Because I missed that, if that's the case.
We have, but in recent history, I have not been getting as many guests as often for multiple reasons. But yeah, we have before.
We have before in the beginning of this.
You know, I can understand because my guest dropped off like 5 minutes before.
Guests are tough. They're tough to pull these days. It's tough to get good guests.
If they liked the shows, they will call back. Well, but in his show, for example, his show to my show. His show, it'll feel like it's too serious. Too serious. But my show, they come and they do whatever they want to say. And
they want to laugh, right?
Yeah. Whatever they wanted to say.
That used to be the most fun part of it, Chris, when they would have a guest and like you'd start out with them one way on Aaron's show and then the whole thing changes the next hour and it would be the same guest. My favorite was...
would the guests be like, what's happening here? Would they be perplexed and everything?
Well, I was just going to say, it was Aaron Dykes was sounded kind of like that. Where he was like, what happened? Like, you know, they were very, very serious in the first hour, and then the second hour went totally different direction.
You can take an example.
We're going to talk about 9/11 on the first hour, and then we're talking about G.I. Joe in the second.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you can actually, if you like, we could make a story out of these two talk shows.
We could.
If people are really serious about it.
I would enjoy that.
Put it together with a serious person and a character person on the other side. But that would be something. I was thinking of doing something like that for a new kind of talking.
Who would you want to interview if you could still get guests? And it sounds like you guys still would do it. What would your number one guest that you would want to get if you could? Who would that be? And same question for you, Aaron.
You think about it.
You want me to give an answer real quick?
You
Uncle?
can give one because I'm thinking of.
Because I can get Kamal from the Jerky Boys. I'm friends with them.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Who? I'm afraid he.
No, I mean for you guys.
Yeah. That's. I'm worried that there might be some cursing involved if we brought them on. But
that's the only other pub.
Yeah, all right. Ixnay on the Kamal. Sorry about that.
Yeah. See, but I would take Kamal. No problem.
If he controls him, voice time.
I've been working on it.
If he can
here's something of interest, and I know this would excite Uncle. He loves a lot of wrestlers, and he would love to talk to some of these, some of the professional wrestler guys.
Oh yeah,
if you come across, I've been trying to get Ric Flair for him, and trying to get Aaron.
What about Jerry Lawler? I might be able to do that, Uncle. You like Jerry Lawler? Remember? He fought against,
I like him. Anybody you can get at wrestling
now,
that you know of.
Listen, Chris. I have something to add to that. If we could get Jerry Lawler, and if he would actually agree to do 2 hours, I could ask him some serious questions in the first hour. I'd love to ask him about Andy Kaufman and all that. Honestly. I could spend an hour easily with him.
That's kind of where I was going with that because I'm a huge Kaufman fan.
Yeah, I could spend an hour asking him about that, and then the second hour, Uncle would be all wrestling talk.
Hey, Chris, can you do a favor and try to work on that?
Sure.
And try to for the maybe for the next week or the following week, but before the New Year's Revolution.
I'll tell you what. I can't make any promises, but I'll definitely give it an honest try because I've been having trouble getting my own guests. But I'll work on it. I'll work
on that.
We appreciate that, Chris.
I've been trying to somebody to do that.
Yeah. Jerry the King Lawler would be a good
King
guest.
Lawler, that guy, he's a character in himself.
Mm-hmm. Here, hold down the fort, Uncle. I got it.
If you could give me that Lawler woman that used to play Xena, that would be good too.
I would definitely ask Lawler about having a heart attack when he was on air. Because
there's others too. There's others.
That wrestler that fell to his death on live TV. I think Jerry Lawler was right in front of him.
If you can also get women wrestlers too, I wouldn't mind that.
Well, which women wrestlers? Because
I checked your drift, Uncle. Wink, wink. I got you. I'll see what I can do. The mud wrestlers count too from the '80s because I used to watch
that
those.
too. Everyone's wrestlers. I don't mind. I'll tell you any kind of wrestlers at this point because since we haven't had any wrestlers on this show. So.
You know who I saw on TV again, and I still have his phone number. Is the guy they call the progressive liberal who wrestles in the Appalachian, the independent wrestling?
Oh yeah, I heard your show with him, Chuck. That was good.
That was some years ago, but I still have his number, and I saw him on TV again. Now he's not wearing a Hillary shirt; he's wearing a Biden shirt, and they were talking about how, people are way more hostile to him now than they used to be. And the Appalachians.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Did you ever see the progressive liberal guy, Chris, who was famous for a minute there?
No, that gave me a laugh though. I love that name. I'm trying to think of the right wing version of that right now. I'm like the conservative Republican, but no, I haven't heard that before.
Well, this guy was on everybody's show for a minute. He was somehow just went totally viral, and he's in an independent wrestling situation there in the Appalachian Mountains. So he's wrestling in Arkansas, Alabama, this kind of thing. And he was going around when
Oh, okay. It sounds interesting. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the world's biggest wrestling fan. I like the classic ones, like I was saying, like Fred Blassie or, Jerry Lawler. But, the progressive liberal.
He's a heel character. Progressive liberals, they hate that. Yeah, so he's a perfect heel. Yeah, it's hilarious.
They hate him. And I'll tell you, I got into talking wrestling with him a little bit, and he very much had been mentored by one of the guys from Demolition, which was one of my favorite tag teams when I was a kid.
Oh, cool!
The guys who came out with the the Road Warrior looking masks? They weren't the Road Warriors. That was another team.
Yeah.
But the guys, Axe and Smash, right?
Yep.
So the guy that called himself Axe was still wrestling independently for many years. And had mentored this guy.
That's
yeah,
cool.
his real name, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I should. But either way, yeah.
I wish I could get King Kong Bundy for you guys, but I think he's been dead for years.
Yeah, King Kong Bundy's dead, but
King Kong Bundy.
And,
that one.
Used to call into the show a lot. Spent Kent was friends with some of those guys. I mean, I had Sam Houston on my show, but he kept promising me the Tonga Kid, and we could never make it happen. Because he knew a bunch of those guys who all knew each other or whatever. But Sam Houston, I got a couple times.
Really like to talk to Coco Beware, the Birdman.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good.
You know when I would like.
Wrestling, Chuck.
You know, when I was younger, I dug it for a bit. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one I would really like to get. I was trying to get his favorite wrestler.
Who?
One jumping in the ring, jumping
Ultimate
all
Warrior.
over the place.
He's deceased, Uncle.
No, not.
Who are you talking about?
Not.
I thought he was going to say China. I bumped into China in Burbank because she didn't look too good, and I think she died.
She did. She
died?
deceased too.
Oh.
Yeah, she died.
I didn't know she died.
If you think of her, a lot of them have.
The one with the Indian.
Are you talking about Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to hear his factory voice.
Well, actually, the old
talking about Marlon Brando and that Oscar lady, the Indian lady.
Jim. No, I mean there was what was that other guy's name? Tatanka.
Oh, Tatanka.
Was he was an actual Native American character is what he played, but Ultimate Warrior people have said he's kind of Indian-like, Native American-like, but he's deceased now.
He passed away already.
Yeah, the guy who played the
When did I hear all
character.
these people pass away. I haven't heard anything about him.
The actual
I
man.
just realized Sergeant Slaughter follows me on Twitter. Maybe I can get him for you guys.
There we go.
There was two Ultimate Warriors.
No.
Two.
No, Jimmy. I know what you're. That's an urban legend. It was always the same guy. He kind of looked different when he came back, but that was a legend. People thought he was different. It was actually Jim Warrior was the guy who played the Ultimate Warrior. He changed his last name to Warrior, which is interesting. But he actually became like a super right-wing character for a while. And he got himself in trouble for a few things he said actually in public. But he did all these crazy things. He had this university, not reminiscent kind of the Trump University. It was called Warrior University. He was a super right-winger. So he would have been an interesting character to interview, to ask him about that sort of thing, actually. Yeah, he was a character.
I can do a whole hour for that wrestler if I could gotten one.
What about Sergeant Slaughter? I don't know if you guys heard me, but he actually follows me, surprisingly enough, on Twitter.
Oh,
well, get on it. Get him.
Yeah.
Ask him if you don't mind.
Yeah, there we go. Could be interesting.
Yeah, I would like to hear from him.
Yeah.
What about Paul Bearer?
Oh, yes, poor Bear. I would love to listen to him.
That would be good.
I would like to hear his voice, what he'd think about his friend, The Undertaker. I'm dying to hear his voice. I want to really hear him.
I like Paul Bearer, yeah.
Poor Bear. If you could get him, too. If you let the Halloween
Hey, Uncle,
costume
did you ever
back.
get into monster trucks?
Oh, yes, I get into them, too.
Oh, yeah, Uncle has
I
an
have a
old
monster
picture.
truck. It's
My nickname was Gravedigger for the longest time.
Yep.
You have my name.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute now. You're going a little overboard here.
Uh-oh.
That's my name. Grave Digger.
Yeah, but Uncle, it makes sense. My last name's Graves. You know what I mean?
Graves? Oh, I didn't know
Chris
that.
Graves. Yeah, it makes perfect sense, actually.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, no, that was my favorite, man.
There's an decades-old photo of Uncle standing in front of Gravedigger.
I have the picture of it.
We did post that to the Instagram.
I got my picture in front of that, too. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, let me ask you a weird question, Chris, because I don't know if this is true, but I had heard that up in Massachusetts, they had the same radio commercials we had in New York and New Jersey. years ago where it was Sunday,
Monster Jam at Worcester Centrum, but they would have to change out the Worcester Centrum part. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So for us, it was Englishtown Raceway, funny cars.
Yes, I heard that
The
too.
same guy got paid for like a day to do that same voice for every single city in the East Coast. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. But I never heard it for myself, so I didn't know. But
you never heard those?
You never heard him?
I'm also, but
I heard him.
You know, I'm actually working on getting Bob Chandler, the guy who created the very first monster truck, Bigfoot. Working on getting him for the podcast, so
Nice.
I'm kind of psyched about that.
So I heard the ones where I lived, Aaron, but see, I had heard that they did the same thing in Massachusetts, but I never heard the radio commercials there. So I knew that they did it for Madison Square Garden. They also did it for Englishtown, and there was another spot in Jersey I can't think of that.
Pennsylvania too, in Rhode Island.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I heard those in Pennsylvania when I was a kid. I remember
I knew
those
about
commercials. Yeah,
but I never heard ones in Massachusetts.
Yeah, and it was Monster Jam, right?
yeah.
Well, it depended, it depended on what it was they were doing, but and sometimes they had the funny cars, and sometimes it was just the trucks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the funny cars because they would have the parachute come out to slow it down afterwards. And they also had monster tanks where the tanks would like run over the cars, and then sometimes they'd have like the metal Godzilla that would like blow fire on all these old clunkers and stuff. It was great.
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
motorized wrestling.
I went to one of those monster jams with a friend of mine in Jacksonville one time, and we went live to the place. That's why I got into watching these things.
Did they have the demolition derby before the main show where they would smash the old cars into each other? Because I used to love that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, those are good.
I don't think they. No, they just went to the.
Just all monster trucks.
They even had a Batmobile monster truck and a school bus one too.
Yeah, they did.
They've got all sorts of crazy ones these days.
They had a Scooby Doo one too. I was shocked when I saw that.
Scooby Doo is a newer one. Yeah,
that's a.
They even had a Bigfoot one that had the tires that were like I don't know, 100 feet tall. Remember those ones? That was a rare one too.
Yeah, they had the Bigfoot like double wide tire thing, and like there was all sorts of weird ones. I do.
Yeah, but there was one that was almost like a building like size. How tall they were? Do you remember?
Yeah,
that? It was like for 2 years in a row. They was huge.
See, they go to Jacksonville, and then after Jacksonville, they go to Vegas.
They have a circuit that they run.
Got a circus to go around to,
do.
And that's how they operate. But I don't know where they go from before that.
So,
yeah, they had Bigfoot was in Police Academy 6, I think, too.
Oh, that's another show that I liked.
Oh, Police Academy, yes. Yeah.
Oh, but Police Academy, that's another one. You want to hear that one. Do you hear about that one? Him
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Him taking his hair into the shower.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets stuck. I got a kick out of that. That was a laugh.
Yeah, that was that was the career builder for Bobcat for sure. That character, what was his character's name in that had the weird voice? What was that guy? Zed, okay.
Gang leader.
Yeah, he had it was like Animal or something. Or maybe it was he Andy Kaufman, Like he never broke character because of huge thing to Andy Kaufman, but now he does.
Chris's phone is going weird.
I
know.
Chris.
It sounded like you went underwater there for a minute.
No, I'm saying he actually dated Nikki Cox from Happily Ever After. He was the voice of the bunny on it too.
Oh yeah, I remember her. Who dated her? Bobcat did.
Bobcat married her.
He married her.
He married her, and then Jay Moore ended up stealing her from Upset. And now he's married. And she's married to him.
Yeah, I remember liking her. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that he married her. That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
he went on tour with Nirvana too.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, Bobcat's an interesting character. He's done a lot of interesting projects, and his comedy is funny too. I like him. He kind of gets kind of lost in the mill of comedians for whatever reason. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a comedy too because he's really face nice.
Uh-oh. But we're
Chris is underwater again somehow. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I hate this phone.
There you go. You're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. Yeah.
No, Bobcat had a lot of political humor. People don't realize with that stupid voice that he would do. But he almost got punched in the face by Sylvester Stallone. Making a Rambo joke.
He did.
How Rambo was being kind to the veterans and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Count Pupper's saying in the chat, Bobcat would be a great person to have on Aaron's show. Yeah, maybe I'll try to get a hold of him too. I mean, we got Godfrey Reggio.
Good luck. I've been trying.
Yeah, Bobcat's tough to get. Yeah. Some people are impossible to get a hold of, and then you'll be surprised who you do get a hold of. Like, oh, I got them, but then... And then some people that seem like you've never heard of them, they never get back to you. So it's I don't know what's going on out there these days. You can't make heads or tails of it. Sometimes
the conspiracy theory can stars, but yet
Let's
no one
just-
knows who they are.
Let's all think a minute here. I got me something I thought about. When was your last special guest of everybody's broadcast show here that's talking? Who was your favorite one? Got something to think about. I got it all thinking.
I got one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
The
got?
granddaughter of the real creator of Batman, Bill Finger. Her name's Athena Finger, and he got really screwed when it came to credit for most of what we know as Batman. Was a guy named Bill Finger and not Bob Kane. Bob Kane pretty much came up with a name, and that was pretty much it. She was really cool, especially even off the air, because she was into like the Kurt Cobain murder thing, and she was into horror movies like A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I really felt like I just become friends with her and not talk about Batman at all, and I love Batman, so she would probably be up there, Uncle.
That's cool.
Okay, I see who gets each other.
Yeah. The question is your favorite guest?
The best one that you heard.
The best one that I've heard?
That you had.
Oh, that we had on the show?
That had on the show.
I honestly feel like I'd have to go back over the list and see.
I knew this would
I know that over the years, actually Dave McGowan was good as a guest because he came on the show 3 separate times, and he was always...
He was on your show?
He was on my show 3 separate times, yeah, and he was always really nice. I know people give him a lot of crap. People hate on him all the time, but he was the nicest guy, honestly. He was a good guy.
I don't mean to cut you off. Do you know I'm one of his biggest fans, and I've been trying to keep his work alive every interview that I do. I keep bringing him up, and I'm good friends with his brother Craig, who have been trying to get on my show for a while to talk about what happened with Dave in the last 6 months of his life and all these weird characters that were coming around. So if you have those 3 episodes, I would really be interested to listen if you still have access to them. Because, like I said, I'm a huge fan. I'm trying to keep his memory alive, and I'm trying to get his daughter Alyssa on my show too.
Yeah, he was always a good guest. He was a good person for sure, and yeah, I still have those shows. Yeah, I could send them your way, Chris. But yeah, he definitely is up toward the top of the list, probably for the people that I've spoken to. Lots of guests over the years, but
I'm envious, man. No joke.
Yeah, I definitely, we all miss him. And for his detractors, I would say to his detractors, you can not disagree with him, but he believed what he was writing about. I can tell you that he wasn't just out there for some untoward purpose. He believed what he said. He was a regular guy. He worked hard. He didn't make money doing what he did. He just did it because he wanted to, and I can tell you he did. His personal life. He had issues. He did not live the best life, and I don't know. I always kind of admired him for that. So, whatever. I know probably a lot of people don't care, but whatever. That's what I would say.
For my favorite, man. I mean, if I had McGowan, probably if I had gotten him on the show, would have been one of my favorites for sure, because he was a really nice guy and all that. But You know, it's hard.
Underwater.
Uh-oh.
There he goes underwater again.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, I said it was just funny that me and you, Chuck, were talking about Dave and Maria Heller's Sunday Clown shows a little while ago.
Yeah, see, Maria alone is worthy of being toward the top of my list, right? You know, but that would be me playing favorites there because I got a personal relationship with her. But you got to remember, like, how many shows have you done, Aaron? What number show is this for you? 380,
something like that. Somewhere right around 380.
So I passed 2,000 shows last year, right? And it's a lot. So, and there's, you know, I mean, look, there were nights when I had nobody. But, I mean, Jordan Maxwell, Eastside Morales, you know, was definitely one of my favorites. Been a lot of interesting JFK witnesses. What's that?
Hank Harrison, maybe.
Hank Harrison was a hell of an interesting guest. That's for sure. I mean, it's like, who was the most interesting? Who was the most informative? Who was... I mean, I'm literally thinking about doing an awards show next year because I think that I need to let the listeners figure out who the best was for different things.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, I mean, like I've had whistleblowers on. I had the guy on about the burn pits years before the military acknowledged it. I had Frank Gregory Ford on, you know, talking about the, you know, the actual chemical weapons being present in Iraq. I had, you know, people that were on the ground during certain incidents, people live reporting from the Bundy Ranch. I mean, you know, Stuttering John was interesting for sure. You know, and like I said, people like Jordan Jordan was incredibly, was on my show a lot of times. We did, you know, a very long series together. And, I mean, that's one of the best series. I also did a whole series with Larry Hancock. I'm just honored to call Larry Hancock a friend also, but one of the most, you know, considerate and intelligent authors ever. I've got Mike Swanson on constantly. He's a great author, great guy as well. You know, it's like, it's very hard for me to even select who would be the biggest deal. You know, Marianne Moorman as a witness in Dealey Plaza. You know, I mean, what do you want? I don't know who the best is among the best. Who's the most famous? Who's the, you know, who said the wildest things? You know, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Who would be the most famous for you, Chuck?
The most famous?
Yeah, most famous.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Oh, look at this. We're over time.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think we need to close this out.
Closing out.
Well,
with all this talking going on.
Yeah.
How can we close anything out?
It's tough. We'll just say thank you to Jimmy and Chris for calling. We don't have time for shout outs, but thanks for calling, guys.
Have a good night.
Yep. Take care, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Take care, Jimmy. I mean, yeah, well, I guess we'll just say we're at Uncle Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. We got all the live streaming channels live every Sunday on Ochelli.com, Ochelli Radio Network.
Oh, and by the way, one other thing.
Yeah.
We are going to change our cards to Sunday.
Very important.
And not Friday,
So, Uncle, why don't you just...
To another customer is going to help us.
With that in mind, why don't you just bring us home for the week, Uncle?
There's a 274 episode. Bye-bye.